What's up, guys? This is JTQ9 of Ssx-1, and welcome back to the channel. Season 46, War number 8. We're up against Old Driver. Don't really know who these guys are, to be perfectly honest. But I've got a big war for you today. I've got a 6-fight war. Hoping that we can get through a war without dying. Hence the do clean wars still exist, because I feel like I have died in every single war this season at least once. I think even a couple wars, there's been multiple deaths. Even some that had up to 4. So, anyway, what can you do? We move on. Fortunately, our alliance is doing well as a whole, and the other kind of groups or clans we're fighting against are doing just as bad as us, if not worse. So, that first fight with Kingpin, using Kate Bishop there, her passive Cold Snap, means he won't be able to shrug it. We'll do the damage and just try to keep that up. I practiced that a bunch of times and went down pretty easily. So with this one here, with Shuri against the Strife, the idea was to just basically block the specials, bait out the SP1. I didn't want to push the SP2, just no real reason why, just doesn't hit as hard. Get the crit shocks up, and then just kind of let the shock damage take him down. So, I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little hoarse here. I'm a little under the weather. I've been fighting a cold for a good, 4 or 5 weeks now. That just doesn't want to let up. So, earliest doctor's appointment I could get was only in about 10 days from now. So, what can you do? We're going to plow through and get through this. Hopefully with some good news at the end of this, and or not. We'll see as we go. So, anyways, a couple of these fights where we've been building up some confidence with. So, this Maw I've taken before. Again, with Kate using the Power Start 1, the idea is to just get the Cold Snap on as quick as possible. Unfortunately, Maw, when you use an advanced power boost, you'll never get the full bar of power. He kind of eats it up for whatever reason. I'm sure there's something in his kit that I'm not aware of, but I always seem to forget that until I'm in the fight. So, anyways, it is what it is. And here, once I was able to get kind of 2 Cold Snaps up, trying not to reverse out to get him any heals for a chance of being unblockable if he gets a regen on him. So I'm just kind of baiting some heavies, going in and trying to keep the Cold Snap up. So far 3 for 3, we're going well. Next up, we've got this Photon with Shuri. Gotten pretty good to fight her now. I think I've died to her twice, or once, twice, maybe 3 times. I don't know. Anyway, so the idea is I parry first to get some charges, and then I go in after heavy to get some shocks on her, and then push to the SP1 to then be able to get some crit shock damage on there. So, no, not taking a risk in trying to evade her specials. Gonna block everything. Shuri's a tank for a reason, and that way it keeps the fight kind of safe in hand, and then making sure I throw the SP1 or the heavy to reset the shocks so they don't fall off. Unfortunately, for the amount of times I do use Shuri, it does come up where I forget to do that. But anyways, I get better. I got to go spend some time in Acropolis with her. I can't wait to actually get to that. I'm just trying to find the time and get some revives up so I don't have to spend as many units to get through it. So anyways, all to say is that I'm very happy with the way that this Photon fight kind of went. Although I don't know what I'm doing. I'm baiting a special, that's why. And then get the last kind of crit hit in and get it down. So far so good. I haven't had to use too many potions. I did use a full kind of energy revive here just because I get through. Because I have to get to this Titania, which Titania? Oh man, Titania can be a problem, as I'm coming to realize. So this was the first time I've taken her, especially on this node. A little bit complicated in the sense that, obviously you have to watch out for the Haymaker. It is an ebb and flow knockdown, so you do have to knock her down to kind of get some damage on her. And then the idea is to not push her to the SP2 and to try not to block too many of the hits, because as you'll see as we go through this, she's constantly, she's getting a lot of power. I'm not really doing a ton of damage because I'm not keeping my shocks on her very well. and I can't get to the crit shocks. Well, at least I couldn't yet. And it seems that she's always getting to the special. So this fight, I thought I was going well, and then all of a sudden she hits me with that big SP2, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't been doing any damage. What are we going to do here? Because when she goes down, it's debuff immune. And then finally got some crit shocks on. But then when she goes her Haymaker on, she gets unblockable, unstoppable, and kind of knocks them off. So anyways, I've got them back up now, which is good. So I start doing some significant damage. I do knock her down. And again, adding to the crit shocks, which thank goodness, because here again too, see with that massive SP2, like just hitting into my block was just tough. So again, I am knocking her down, which is good to keep those critical shocks up, fortunately, and just have to be so careful with blocking those. So the one thing I didn't utilize and that I want to do kind of next, well, maybe not next time, because foreshadowing next war I take her again and I don't do this, but what you kind of want to do is let her spam the SP1, make sure you have 10 charges, so when she is about to throw kind of her special into it, you can throw a heavy to make yourself go untouchable and not take kind of all that damage that's there. So that's something that right now we are, this is what, War 8, so we've completed War 9, so that video will be coming out likely in the next day or two. Heading into War 10, I don't know what our assignments are yet, so I can't say if I'm going to be able to test that. But I will be doing some Necropolis kind of testing with her just for to do that. So anyways, well, now with Domino, I believe I've taken her almost every war, so I've gotten very comfortable with her, except for that one time where she did crit SP2 me for 180,000 damage on, I think, node 48 or 49, kind of near the boss. So, yeah, the idea here is get the crit shocks up, bait the SP2s, and just block. I mean, I think I try to evade at some points just because the block damage is there, and usually I'm good at evading it. So anyways, once you get kind of the crit damage going and the shocks up, she tends to melt pretty quickly. So it was very good. So all to say is, this is my, I'd have to go check maybe War 2. I didn't have any kills or deaths, but I didn't die. I did not die. So we are extremely happy with this one war this season, where we had 6 tough fights. Well, at least 2 or 3 really tough fights. So it brings me to 41-11 on the season, which is horrible. But again, always the most important number is we're now 5-3. We won. This alliance was right next to us in the Masters bracket, as you can see, and we kind of destroyed them. But anyways, this is what it is. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.